I want to first of all thank our big Oga and the ambassador for the continent, Ambassador Kechiuko. Thank you so much for what you are doing. And I want to say that the day has not come for me to actually speak. One day I will tell you the day I conceived the idea and where I was that time of starting Hotel Managers Conference Africa. I'm keeping that, not for today, sir. But I want to say thank you for being a big heart leader that is ready to hold our hands and show us the way. Rasa, thank you for that compliment. I'm grateful. So let me say, it's really something good that I done this conversation today. And like Oga said, I was here during the COVID when we had this first series of Niger 7 Wonders. Now, I want to speak on these festivals and tourism in Nigeria, a new pathway. And while I was thinking of this session, I asked myself, how should I even speak? Should I speak as hotelier? Should I speak as a tourism person? In fact, I had to say, okay, let me just speak from the strategic point, what I'm thinking that we need to do better. I'm really hanging on the new pathway. One thing I really appreciate about our Oga, Ambassador Ikichuku, is statistics. I don't know how he has managed to grab every details when he's speaking. I look forward to anywhere I see him want to speak, I want to be there because you surely pick ratio, you pick statistics, you pick a lot of dimensions that you are not even seeing. And I want to speak from that. Number one, on the issue of our festivals and our tourism activities, I think we still need to go back to the issue of data collections. Data collection is something I have been thinking about because data is the real economy. Now, what do I really mean? Yes, we have a festival, let's say Ojude. Who can actually answer the question, how many people came? Who can give us that? Not the crowd, not the videos. Who can actually tell us how many people came? How do they come? How many states are there? How many states in Nigeria are represented? Okay, do we even have international participants? And from which country? If you have to say, okay, which country is leading international participant? Which country is that? So when I look at the issue of data collections, and I found out that very few festivals can boast that they have this data. Let's talk about the age. What is the age range? Because all this data can actually help us. In fact, when I was thinking about this data, sir, I thought about how many people stay in that community that day. Those are data. How many people try to look for a hotel, but they have to go back? Data. Now, at what point did all our hotels were fully booked in that community that's hosting the festival or in that tourism site? So data is a new pathway. I wish we can talk to the people in charge, the private sectors, the public sectors. We should take data very seriously. We have a lot of tourist sites all over Nigeria. Do we have adequate data? We go there, they just give you a book. Go back and look for that book in the next 2 years. You can see that book again. Where you wrote your name and your details, you won't find that book again. And who is keeping those data? Where are we storing them? Okay, can we say before, when we have Idore Hills in those days, how many people have hiked that hills? Can we have the record of the high-profile network that have been there? Now, that takes me to the need for us to invest in data collections. Who are those picking our data? Where are we storing them? Are we talking about our data for the world to hear? Now, that is very important because that is where we can reposition. That is where we can now say, okay, this is our result. You can talk about result without talking about data. Akwaba will talk about how many countries are in the hall every year. I look forward to it every year. They will talk about it, this country, and you will see it. It's not to say we have 15 countries in the hall. No. Where are the countries? In fact, Akwaba will mention them in detail, one by one, how many countries have come. So I think it's important. Then number two, I thought about something about this Airbnb. Nigeria took Airbnb, but that's not Airbnb that's how the way they started, that's not the way we are doing it now. Airbnb is basically a vacant room, in my house. And I see a visitor, a tourist, and I let go one room or two rooms. They come and use my space while you are in this community. But today now we are just building apartments. We call it Airbnb. Yes, it's still Airbnb by extension, but the real Airbnb is actually receiving a guest in my house into my spare room. And I have a feeling that there's a need for us to learn to teach this across board. Let me give an instance now. Sometimes you go to these festival locations, sir, you don't even see accommodation again, but there are vacant rooms. There are vacant rooms in that community. There are vacant rooms. People are looking for hotel in Calabar. They are going as far as Uyo. They are going as far as Abasa. I think I'm correct, sir. So, and we have some vacant room in Justin Over's house. We have some vacant room in people's house. Can we teach people this Airbnb, that this is how Airbnb started? Let's go. We can do due diligence. We can profile almost of these guests. I know people say, security, can we do it? We can do it. Because I have a question. You want to do World Twins Festival in Igora. How many hotels are in the entire Ibarapa? How many hotels? How many rooms do we even have? If Oguntoyes need to bring the likes of Ikechi and Co to Ibarapa, where would they stay? If we are to bring 1,000 tourists to attend Twins Festival, sir, where are we going to stay? So I think we need to start teaching our community Airbnb. That will really help us, because why tourists are looking for how to go back, they actually have accommodation in that place. There are big boys. There are big families that have spare rooms. We need to actually reintroduce Airbnb in the originality context of it to our locals. That will help us, because we have festivals littered everywhere. But the problem has always been, where are we going to stay? Where are we going to stay? Then there's something I noticed here, sir, which I think I need to draw your attention to it. Now, if you look at most of our festivals, the only thing we project is the last day. Most times, those festivals have like 5 days activity. And that is where we can have the economic impact in the community, in the coastal community. So the issue has always been the accommodation. Because if you promote them to come and witness our football matches between communities, if you have to promote them to come and see maybe where we want to do some maybe nightlife, maybe a cultural night, no, they won't be able to come, because they will tell you, where are we going to keep them? You now see why we need to actually orientate our people the need for Airbnb, true one, across Nigeria. Then I want to speak on the other strategies, sir. No, but the one I want to speak now is on the issue of review. I think we need to do a more organized review system, feedback system. I ask myself now, if I want to read about Tujujoba, if I want to read about Calabar Carnival, where am I going to go to? Do they have a Google account that people can go in there and drop reviews? Then I go in there and say, okay, Calabar Festival, Ojujoba, these are the Google reviews from all the attendees. I'm not sure, I try to check, we don't really have organized review system. What happened inside the crowd, put strategic QR code. People just scan and they drop their reviews. People just scan, they drop their review. Because in that review, that's where we are going to grow. In that review, that's where we are going to see what we need to do better. So I'm just speaking from the strategic part. I'm staying on the new pathway. And I want to round up with this. We have festivals, but the major thing in the festival is food that we consume. How safe are these food? I see people going to festival, they even carry their own food from Lagos. They carry their food from Abuja. How safe are these food? Do they even understand hygiene? Do they even understand HACCP? Do they also that? Even if we don't do HACCP with them, let's even do the basic hygiene with them. So we are expecting 2,000 crowd in our community. Who is handling the food vendors? Who is talking to them that, come on, we're expecting visitors. You don't need to put too much pepper. Only our plate will do pepper, but this one now is mix of Igbo, mix of Ibibio, even white will come. Don't come and kill them. So who is talking to them about balanced food system? I don't know whether my time is almost up, but it is on the part of food. It's key for us. It's key for us because food actually play. Every tourist must eat something. They will eat and they drink, but eventually when they go back, they go and treat this, they treat that. Some of them actually have food poisoning. That's the truth. Because the level of the crowd, the level of preparations, we just eat food just anyhow. We go back home. 5 days, we are still going to the toilet. So it is important we talk about food hygiene, and it's very key. Then on the issue of good management of safety signs, you see a big crowd, sir. There's no safety sign anywhere. Nobody is interested in the safety of the crowd. Nobody. We are just there. Thank God for the likes of Calabar Canva. Maybe because they have consultants. But most of these festivals you go to this one festival, this, that, I don't want to mention the animal. You see, there's no safety sign anywhere. There's no safety sign, and there are safety signs to manage the crowd, sir. There are safety signs to actually manage where we are and all that. So it's important. And when you look at the whole thing, the impact on the community, people defecate everywhere. How do you put together 5,000 people and there's no place to urinate? There's no place to defecate, there's no place to use as toilet. There's no mobile, we are not just interested in those things. We are just interested in the crowd. How are we going to sustain it? How are we going to scale it? How are we going to position it to attract international tourists? I want to stop here, sir. Thank you.